Hi guys, Squall here. I'm back with some Euro truck, another journey, as it were. This is a Mercedes Benz Antos. This is a mod, and it's in the mod spreadsheet before you ask. I'm in Stockholm, and yeah, just popped out, you know, had a coffee and a burger outside, as it were. I'm in the car park. Let me show you where we are. So we're here in Stockholm. I've set a journey. I'm going to go and pick up some stuff from here, and then we're going to take a ferry out of, how do we say this? Nyanasham or something. We're going to take a ferry all the way over to here, St. Petersburg. And then from St. Petersburg, we are going to drive down to Mahilyo. I've probably got the pronunciation of this completely and utterly wrong. Some of these foreign countries, they speak with a different tongue, as it were. And us Brits just can't cope. What do you think of the truck, though? I've gone for a 6x4. It comes with quite a few chassis options. You can go for the mid and the tag. It even comes with a tandem. You can fit tandem trailers. It actually comes with... there's about 5 mods it comes with. You've got the actual truck, and then you've got some trailers, which are basically the tandem box trailers. Then you've got accessories, and then you've got some kind of collision thing. And then there's another one. Oh, skins, that's it. You come with a bunch of skins. One of them is this, which I quite liked. I've configured it with a, like that bar on the front there. I forget what it's called. It's called like an, oh, not an insect bar. It kind of slopes downwards, and rather than put sort of main spotlights on it, I thought I'd kind of decorate it with some white front-facing ones. You can actually have that bar as painted as well, so it could be blue. As I've done up here, you can see the roof bar has been painted blue, which is really cool, because it then, you know, you can't see it then as an accessory, but you don't want to see that accessory bar. This one down here, I think, is more adds to the trim value, but you could actually have it blue as well if you want, or just the straight chrome. Down the side, I put the orange light on the side there to kind of match what's going on down the side here. Sadly, there's no side panel available, particularly not on the 6x4. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good looking truck. This roof spoiler here, it has 3 different settings, like none, and then raised, and then extremely raised. I've gone for just a slight raised, although I suspect I won't need it for this journey. But I thought it kind of looked good, so I kept it on. Let me just adjust the mirrors here. Let's get that mirror pointing out a bit more, particularly this one. Look at that, that's horrendous. There's no point at all in having your mirror look at a large part of your truck. You don't need to see your truck. You need to see what's down the side of the truck. Alright, let's reverse. And head on over. You can see it's got a built-in sat-nav as well. It's also got the gear display on the dash in the center. This is the, I think it's called the exclusive or the executive. Actually, you know what? I think I might put my seat forward just a touch. There we go. It actually has an, if you look at the steering wheel, it's got leather stitching in it. This is the exclusive one. It actually comes with about 6 different internal styles. You've got quite a lot of choice, which is pretty good. Take a left turn here. Very quiet at the moment on the roads. I actually thought my sat-nav was taking me to a dead end then, but it's not. I was getting a little bit worried about where I'm going. Svenska! Is that Swedish and Norwegian flags? I think it is. Here we go. This is what we want. Wait till you see this. This is a cool... Look at this for a pickup point. How awesome is this? Right next to this building site. This is what I've gone for, the 18-ton Bulldozer. I thought we'd give that a whirl. So let's take that as a job and get going. I love pickup points like this. Look at this. Oh, it's like going down the back of a building site. It's so good. I guess they've finished with the bulldozer then. They've obviously cleared the land. I think I might actually go this way. Oh, look at the guy sat on the pipes there. Probably phoning his wife. Alright, mate. Just picking up that bulldozer for you. Reverse back. So this thing should easily cope with this 18 tons. I think I stuck in the... I'm trying to think what engine I put in there. It's got some beacons going. Ah, it's got a beacon on the trailer, that's nice. I think I stuck a 4... What was it now? Is it a 460? It doesn't actually... The model number does change on the side, but it doesn't relate to the engine size, unlike, say, a Scania. I think it's a 460 brake Euro 6 engine. It's certainly not the biggest. There's quite a nice choice of engines, and it's certainly not the biggest. So it should be enough. 18 tons. It shouldn't, you know. We might have to go down for some lower gears, but I can't see us having any problems as such. Let's go quite easy while we get out of this thing. It is pretty bouncy. Keep it wide round here. After all, we don't want to damage the bulldozer. I'd imagine it'd be pretty hard to damage that bulldozer, but you could easily damage the trailer. Suspension systems would not be happy. Alrighty. Let's check both ways. I need to actually pull out on the other side of the road for this one. He's going to have to wait. There we go. Let's get back on this side before that AI car decides to nip up the inside, as they so often do. Now it looks like we've got a right turn, then a left turn, then we're straight onto the highway. Hopefully that's not an AI spawn point. Oh, come on, dude! I mean, seriously, give me some space! The AI goes down the middle of the track, have you noticed? It doesn't deviate. It has like a fixed... has a fixed route right down the centre line of the road. And whereas like a normal driver would either... You know, they'd see you pulling out, and they'd either let you, like they'd slow down and let you turn out. That's what I do. If I see like a truck or a coach or something pulling out, I know that they're gonna take a pretty big swing onto my side of the road. So I just slow down and flash them out. They you know, they're very grateful for it as well. It's win-win. You know, you feel good. They think, oh, maybe everybody on the road isn't such a DICK, as it were. It's a win-win, but a lot of people don't understand it. They don't understand that a truck or a coach, a long vehicle, needs to pull out. Anyway, the AI certainly doesn't understand that, as you could see then, and it just basically keeps going and just smacks into you. It'd be kind of nice if they could deviate a little bit on that centre line, even if it was just so that it could, you know, drift to the side there and just give me a bit more room. Might be a nice touch. But then, you know, you've seen the AI. you try doing a, you know, where you come up to a delivery point, and what you really want to do is turn around in the road and reverse it into the delivery point. You try doing that in this game, and you'll have fun times. Because the AI will just come right up to your trailer as you're trying to do that, and give you no space. Something hopefully one day they'll address, but maybe. We'll see. Okay, on to the main subject of this video. And, you know, one of the things I want to talk about in this video is It's not something I like talking about because it always gets people... There's always people who get wound up by it. Like, you know... as soon as I say the word, you'll understand. I'm not, absolutely not, going to get preachy or anything like that. I just want to discuss this in a very kind of grown-up way, as it were. And I've just missed my stop. I just missed my turn-off. But it's okay, by the look of it. I can actually loop around, thankfully. I should have turned right back there. So, you know, I'm just going to talk about a few things here and explain a few things. And maybe give you a little bit of an insight into some stuff. Because information is power. And if you understand how things work a little bit more, then maybe, just maybe, you'll understand where I'm coming from on this and where other people are coming from on this. Anyway, the word is... You ready for this? Get your keyboards ready. Come on, keyboard warriors, get ready to flame. The keyword is Adblock. Adblock, yes, that wonderful thing that, you know, people use and... adverts. Why do people use Adblock? Well, they use Adblock because they don't want to watch adverts. Why would you want to watch an advert? I don't think anybody likes adverts anyway, do they? I certainly don't. I've never heard anyone say, I love adverts. I just, you know, forget the program, forget the video, forget what I'm watching. I'm just there for the adverts. They're hilarious. They're the best. No, they're not. Everybody knows that. Adverts can be... Some adverts can be really funny. Some adverts are totally irrelevant. You know, you're watching a video game, you're watching, I don't know, a World of Tanks video game, and up comes an advert for cheese. And you think to yourself, what has cheese got to do with this? But then later on, you'll find yourself wanting to eat cheese, and you won't know why. Why is this train bouncing? What the heck is this guy doing? I so wish I'd have turned back there. I'm stuck in this enormous traffic jam now. Come on, dude, you need to pull out. We need to get going. Look at this trailer. There's something broken on your suspension, mate. There's something very, very broken about your Scania. So yeah, adverts, you know, I totally get it. I totally get it. I mean, you know, I'm a consumer as well, just like you. The difference is I'm a consumer and a content creator. So I both watch content and I create it. I do both. If you only watch content, then you probably just want to watch the content. You don't want to watch adverts. You're like, hey Squirrel, come on. I watch like 4 hours of YouTube a day. Like, if I had to sit through every single advert at the start of each video, come on, you can't expect me to do that. I keep seeing the same adverts. Like, YouTube just keeps playing me the same adverts all the time. It gets really boring. I totally get where you're coming from. I totally understand your point of view. I'm a reasonable person. I get it. I live in the real world. I get it. However, things are in motion now because, well, my ad revenue is down, okay? My income from YouTube is down. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, I've not been putting out as many videos as I'd want to, as I've said I wanted to, but there are good reasons for this, which I'm not going to discuss because I'm not a sort of that kind of guy, but there has been some personal health issues going on in my life, which I am now addressing. Okay? I'll leave it at that. More content will be coming. I'm sorting my life out. I'm getting my stuff together. I went professional back in April, and it's been a heck of an adjustment for me, and, you know, I'm getting there. However, there's also another reason my income's down, and that is because ad revenue is down. And the reason ad revenue is down is because more and more people are using Adblock. They're literally blocking the adverts, which blocks the income. And, you know, we've kind of always said, if you use Adblock, don't go around bragging about it, because one day, if too many people start using Adblock, somebody's going to do something about it. And what do you know? Google has started to do something about it. So, guess what the next version of Chrome's going to look like? So the next version of Chrome is going to have some stuff in it where if it detects you're running Adblock and you start watching a video on YouTube, it's going to play you unskippable adverts. Unskippable adverts. You're probably thinking, hang on a minute, how can it do that? How can Google do that? How can Chrome do... If I've got Adblock installed, I'm blocking ads, right? How can Chrome, you know... Well, it doesn't matter if you've got Adblock installed because Google develops Chrome and it develops the plugin system and it can do what the heck it likes. It doesn't need your permission. It can just play ads. It owns YouTube, it owns Chrome. It can play ads if it wants to. Now you can opt to not use Chrome. You can switch out to Firefox, you could switch out to Opera, you could switch out to any other browser and put your Adblock back in there. But before you rush off and do that, consider a few things. You know what? I ain't waiting for this. We're never going to get anywhere. This is silly. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on there. Broken AI. Consider a few things. Firstly, I and pretty much all the content creators I know have all noticed that ad revenue is down. And the reason is because if you actually look at your stats, basically more and more stuff is being blocked. Adblock is becoming a problem. It's not just a problem for me and other YouTubers, it's a problem for Google. Google's entire system is built around the concept of adverts. All of its money, it comes from adverts. All of my money off YouTube comes from adverts. YouTube has no other way of making money, currently. Well, that's not strictly true. You can turn your channel into a pay-per-view system. You can put a paywall in front of it. YouTube gives you that. Now, I don't think that's something I want to do. But there are many people who run channels such as, you know, say Adobe Photoshop, Premiere, tutorial channels where you can pay to access their training videos. That's a good example of a channel that would work well in pay-to-view. Gaming, I don't think works so well. But at the end of the day, if the ad revenue dries up, then YouTubers are going to have to look for more ways of getting money because they can't put the roof over their head, can they? Again, this is how the world works. People create videos, put them on YouTube, ads are played out, you watch the ad. Usually it's like a skippable advert, if that's what the content creator's set. He can set it to be skippable or unskippable. You watch an advert, skip it after 5 to 7 seconds, he gets a tiny bit of money. But then enough people watch it that those tiny bits of money add up, and he gets enough money to make a living. That's how the world works. Meanwhile, YouTube, Google, takes a 45% cut of all the revenue that you get. So let's say you make $100 in a month from ad revenue, right? Then YouTube will take $45, and the other $55, you and your YouTube partner, if you have one, will split. That's it. That's how it works. It's pretty simple. 45%. Therefore, if more and more videos are being blocked, more and more ads are being blocked, then not only is the content creator getting less money, the YouTube partner's getting less money, and Google are getting less money. Everybody's getting less money. Once that becomes a big enough problem, Google starts to do something about it, and that's exactly what they've started to do. It's a shame, but that's the way it is. Because Google's not going to let its business be threatened. It needs to serve ads. It needs to keep that income revenue going. It's either going to be that... Come on, break. It's either going to be that or, you know, other systems are going to come into play. You know, some YouTubers have already started to move content onto... What's the name of that other system? It's not Vimeo. It's something else where... You know, they're being paid by this other site to upload content there. And people can subscribe to it and then get access to the videos a week before they appear on YouTube. So let's say I signed up for that, right? I would put out a video, it would go over on this site first, it would sit there, and it would be there for a week, and then it would go out on YouTube. Now you can still watch it on YouTube, but you can watch it up to a week earlier over at this other site. And some people have started to sign up for that, because, hey, what do you know, that's a paywall. It's a week early access paywall. And they're doing it because YouTube income's down. It's cause and effect. I've talked about this before. It's cause and effect. Too many people block adverts and it has an effect. And it's already started. You can whitelist channels. Even if you're running Adblock, you can whitelist specific channels. It's quite easy to do. There's many websites and videos explaining how to do it. You just bring up Adblock and you just go, you know, put in youtube.com/squirrel, you know, whitelist it. Don't block this. Don't block ads. If you do that, it means when you watch adverts on my channel, they're not blocked. You skip past them. I get a little something, and the world is set right again. That's how it works. You took 5, 6, 7 seconds out of your life to watch a 45-minute video that I made. Like I say, I don't want to sound preachy. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to do. I am explaining how things are in the real world, and everything that you do has an effect, including being in the wrong lane. Now, you may remember back a couple of months ago, I think it was, I put out a video basically saying that I was having problems. Like, my videos were going out with adverts every 7 minutes. And I was saying to you, it's ridiculous. I'm trying to get it sorted. You know what? If I was truly as some people seem to think, if I was a money grabber, or whatever you call it, if I was in this for the money, I would have just left it. You know, adverts every 7 minutes, adverts at the start, adverts at the end, unskippable. What a horrendous viewing experience. Who in the right mind would even do that? But guess what? That's exactly what was happening to my channel. And I had no control over it. YouTube couldn't explain why. My YouTube partner couldn't explain why. We couldn't fix the problem. So guess what I did? Guess what I did, right? I basically ended my contract with my YouTube partner. I did not renew it. And I didn't renew it for that reason. Because that, to me, is unacceptable. That is not a view. That's not fair. That's not fair in any stretch of the imagination. If I put out a 1 hour video, I do not expect my viewers, I don't expect you to watch unskippable video, like 30-second videos, every 7 minutes. No, that's no way. I wouldn't watch that. That's just not right. Now, when I disconnected from my YouTube partner, got back control of my channel, I set it back again to how I want it. An advert at the beginning, which is skippable. And I also throw in an advert at the end, which is skippable. But most people probably don't even watch that one anyway, because they watch the end of the video then close it. They don't even see that one, but it's there anyway, just in case. So all I am reasonably expecting is a video to go out, an advert to go out, which is a skippable video at the beginning. If it's a really long video, sometimes I will throw an ad in 20 minutes into it, and it will be an ad that you can skip after just a few seconds. I consider that to be extremely fair. If you watch an ad, if you watch a TV program, a 30-minute TV program, you probably have to sit through 3, 4, 5 minutes of ads at the beginning, and then say take Game of Thrones as a classic example. You know, Game of Thrones, 10 minutes in, you'll be watching another 4 minutes of ads. 20 minutes after that, you'll be watching another 4 minutes of ads. And then again, like before the end, you'll probably have another 4 minutes of ads. Out of an hour's content, you've probably got 45 minutes of actual Game of Thrones footage and 15 minutes of adverts spread. That's 25%. 25% of your viewing time. And you couldn't skip it unless you happen to record it on a TiVo or a Skybox and then skipped it that way. But if you're watching it live, you can't skip it. You can not watch it, you can go and make a cup of tea, but you can't skip it. I'm not even expecting anything like that. I'm just saying, please watch an ad at the beginning, skip it after 5 seconds if you want to, watch the whole 30 seconds if you want to, and then enjoy a 45-minute video. That's it. I genuinely don't think that's an unreasonable ask. But some people do. Some people think, you know, no, I'm not doing that. I should be able to watch your content without cost, without an advert, because I hate adverts and I don't want to pay for anything. That is literally the attitude. And to those people, well, yeah, you're enjoying my content. I hope it lasts, because if the revenue dries up, it won't. I'll go back to a 9-to-5 job. And you probably turn around now and say, well, quite frankly, Squirrel, when you had a 9-to-5 job, your content was better. Well, maybe that's the case now, but that won't be the case soon enough, because I am sorting things out. I am heading towards those daily videos I keep mentioning, and I will get there. Before the end of this year, I will have my schedule sorted. And I will be knocking out videos on a very, very regular basis. This has been a tough thing. It's been a tough experience for me. Not what I expected. I guess I kind of went into the whole Year of the Squirrel thing with a dream of, once I've got control over all of my time, you know, I'll be able to just knock out daily videos, stream 5 days a week, you know, and all the rest of it. It's not like that at all. Far from it. And a lot of it's down to the kind of games that I happen to play. You know, if I was the kind of guy that played, I don't know, Counter-Strike, or, you know, kind of easy to pick up, you just need your keyboard and your mouse, you start playing, you record for 2 hours, you end up with 3 or 4 videos. That is not what my life is about. Quite often the games I play, I'm pulling out some equipment. I'm pulling out steering wheels, I'm pulling out track IR, I'm pulling out, you know, yokes, flight sticks, rudder pedals. I'm configuring flight plans or train routes or whatever it is, and then I start to record, and then I've still got all of the editing afterwards. And don't forget, I don't put out low quality stuff, so I do proper, you know, color brightness, color correction. I do proper compression, equalization of my audio. I make sure that the content that you watch is as good as I can make it, and I'm always learning. I'm always trying to make it better. I don't stop in my pursuit of getting better at doing this. That's, if you like, my promise to you. That's what I try and do for you. I try to give you the best I can. Now that means I don't chuck out rubbish. That means you don't get lots and lots and lots of videos. You get fewer videos, but the videos that you do get are hopefully of a better quality. In return, all I ask for is that you whitelist my channel from ad blocking, and that you watch that 6-7 second skippable ad, and then you click skip if you want to, or you watch the whole thing. That's all I ask. But if you do run ad block and you like Chrome, well, you know, you're going to be in for a fun time soon, because you're going to get unskippable ads, and you won't, you know, you're going to sit there and wonder why. So you'll probably have to switch browser. But I'm letting you know this because it's a real problem. I've talked about it before, and it's now obviously becoming a problem that, you know, YouTube, Google is actually sorting it out. They're actually addressing it, which kind of tells you how big a problem it is. But I know for a fact it is, just looking at the revenue. And YouTube is not a big payer. I mean, a lot of people think that, oh, you know, when you've got 100,000 subs, you know, you're minted, YouTube pays you loads of money. It's not like that. Sure, PewDiePie, he's out making, what, $7 million or something insane? Look at his views. He's like the exception, he's not the norm. Most of the YouTubers are actually struggling to get the money. And this Adblock thing is making it even worse. Yeah, I wish I was PewDiePie. I wish I was earning 7 million. You know, I wish I was Nerd Cubed and earning whatever he's earning. But I'm not. I never will be, because I for one don't tend to cover like the more kind of mainstream games, if you like. I tend to cover games that interest me. I love simulators. I cover simulators because I love simulators. But simulators are, if you like, a niche market. Flight simulators in particular are a very niche market. So are driving sims, you know, they just don't have as big a clout. Forza is probably, you know, the biggest, in quotes... Is that speed camera? Forza is probably the biggest, in quotes, what's the word I'm looking for? Brand in the racing world that we have in terms of a racing sim, although it tends to be a bit more arcadey than a simulator. You know, it is a sim in some sense, but it's not as, you know, hardcore as something like Project Cars, and that's not as hardcore as something like Assetto, and that's probably not as hardcore as something like iRacing. There is a scale of, you know, arcade on the left all the way up to hardcore sim on the right, and most titles lie somewhere in that scale. Certainly flight simulation is very, very much up towards the simulation end. But I digress, you know. We're talking about Adblock, and the other thing is that I'm being asked about is YouTube gaming. People have said to me, you know, obviously YouTube gaming got launched last month, I think it was, and people have been saying, "Oh, Squirrel, are you going to stream on YouTube gaming?" No, I currently have no plans to. Why not? Well, let me explain why I don't plan to stream on YouTube gaming, okay? First of all, YouTube gaming is a bit like YouTube video in that all of the revenue currently you can earn is entirely dependent on ads. Yep, it's entirely dependent on ads. It has no built-in system for paid subscriptions like Twitch does. It has no built-in system for tips like Twitch doesn't, but which is very easy to integrate. Yeah? It's very easy to do. So when I stream on Twitch, I'm certainly not relying on ad revenue, let me tell you that. Twitch's ad revenue, right? It wouldn't even... seriously, it wouldn't pay for my food for the month. Not even close. I don't run ads on my Twitch, by the way. Twitch serves an ad when you join the stream, but I don't run ads. A lot of, particularly when people have just got partnered and they don't have many paying subscribers, they'll run ads. They're like every 30 minutes they'll say, "I'm going to take a 2-minute break, run some ads." You know, it helps get some revenue in, and they'll do it. But the Twitch community, they understand that. It's weird, but the Twitch community understand the concept of the content creator needing financial support. But on YouTube, that is entirely not the case. And that is an entire discussion point in itself. It's interesting as to why that is, but trust me, it is. As a result, when I stream on Twitch, I have wonderful people who will pay money to subscribe. They don't have to, but they do, because even though it's only $5 of their money, about £3.50 of their money every month, it's not a lot to them. It's basically a McDonald's meal once a month is what it costs them. But that adds up, and that money helps to keep me going. And then on top of that, they'll send in tips, like donations. It's a bit like going out for a meal. You know, you buy a meal, you enjoyed the experience, you leave the waiter or waitress a tip because the service was good and you enjoyed it, so you leave a tip. It's no different. On Twitch, people will send you tips, bits of money that adds up to help pay your bills. Those things are what allow you to, or allow me to stream on Twitch and do it for a living. Now on YouTube, you don't have any of that. You just have ads. and ads can be blocked, as we know. Which means if I stream on YouTube Gaming, I lose all of that. stuff that I have on Twitch, and I have to rely exclusively on ads, which I can tell you right now are being blocked. Ask yourself this question. When you started watching this video, did you watch an ad? Are you running Adblock? Have you whitelisted my channel? Having listened to what I've said, would you reconsider? Because if you don't, well, if you're going around YouTube watching all the content and you're not helping to support the whole platform, the ecosystem that is YouTube is built on ad revenue. If you don't help to support that, you are draining the life from it. And you think to yourself, well, I'm just one viewer. You know, I can't possibly affect YouTube. Oh, yes, you can. Because every single view that you do without ads, every single one, it's going to add up. It's going to drain the system because you're not feeding the system. Your lack of feeding the system actively drains it. You might hate Google. You might hate YouTube. I don't know. But the point is that it costs you nothing but a few seconds of your time to watch that ad. And if you do, you're going to help keep the whole thing going, the whole machine going. The final reason why I don't stream YouTube gaming as well is because I'm partnered with Twitch. I have a partnership with Twitch. And most partnerships tend to be a bit exclusive. And anybody who's partnered with Twitch has probably got a clause in there saying that they can't stream anywhere else. Pretty certain they have that in. So because of that, you know, I'm not going to stream on YouTube gaming. But frankly, YouTube gaming has only just started, and Google are massively late to the party. They're massively late to the streaming party. They did nothing about it for years. 3 years ago, when I was partnered with Machinima, I was asking them, what are YouTube doing about streaming? You know, look at, I'm streaming on Twitch, what are YouTube doing? Oh, they're working on it, I was told. They got some stuff coming up later this year, I was told. Nothing happened. Then they were interested in buying Twitch because they realised that they got badly left behind in the whole streaming platform. So they were thinking about buying Twitch at one point. That's the rumour anyway. Pretty certain it was true. Wow, look how misty it is. Look at that. But then Amazon ended up buying Twitch, which actually is a good thing. It's actually a good thing. Because now YouTube, Google, has a competitor in the streaming platform that is already ahead of the game. Already ahead of them. And that means Google has to start from a position of being behind and work its way forward. And when it starts to work its way forward, which I'm sure it will, Twitch will have to work to keep ahead. It's competition, pure and simple. It's good to have more than one choice for this very reason. It can only mean good things for everybody. So maybe in 12 months' time, YouTube gaming platform will actually be pretty good. It might even be where Twitch is right now. It might have emoticons in chat. It might have moderation facilities, which it doesn't have, which are absolutely vital for anybody who's got a stream over just a couple of hundred viewers. You know, on Twitch, you have to endure this kind of bots coming in and haters coming in. Once you get above a certain size, you need moderators. You need them to basically sit there and just watch the chat and make sure that you haven't got people, you know, linking off to porn websites or spamming stuff about the latest G2A sales or whatever it is, or advertising the channel in yours. This is the kind of thing that you have to put up with and you have to deal with. YouTube has no moderation. For that reason, it makes it pretty much impossible to have a decent sized stream on YouTube gaming. It has no emoticons. Twitch has this whole emoticon thing where you can express, you know, viewers can express themselves in chat using emoticons. They're kind of like icons, you know, they could be anything from a, I don't know, somebody crying to a rage to a fist to a victory symbol. It could be anything. There's lots of them. The Twitch Kappa one is pretty world famous. YouTube Gaming doesn't have all this. Paid subscriptions is the biggest one. It needs to bring that in. It needs to give these content creators the ability to be, you know, funded by the viewer. But then, like I've said before, I don't believe that the YouTube community understands that people need financial support in the same way that the Twitch community does. I think a lot of that is just down to Twitch's heritage and YouTube's heritage of just watching stuff. And then adverts come up and they're thinking, what's these adverts? Just, how do I get rid of these adverts? Oh, I'll just block them. That's the answer. I'll block them without realizing what's happening. Like, what's the effect that I'm causing here? So I don't want to, you know, I don't want to, like I say, I don't want to turn this into some kind of preachy thing. I want to kind of tell you how things are and how, you know, YouTube is changing. And just to kind of give you some insight into, if you didn't already know, perhaps you already do, but just to give you some insight into how the community works in both YouTube and Twitch, and how, you know, revenue is derived, and the money, at the end of the day, the money pays for people to keep doing what they're doing. Not in all cases, absolutely not. Some people just do it for fun. Others live in the parents' bedroom and, you know, they don't need much income. You know, the parents pay for them to be there and pay for their food, and they just make videos, and that's great. But then there's people like me, and I'm not alone, certainly not, who rely on the income to put a roof over their head and to feed the family. And at the end of the day, if that revenue dries up, you've only really got two choices. One is to find alternative sources of revenue, right? And the other one is to stop doing it and go and find a job. They're the only realistic choices you have when you rely on the income. So before it even becomes a problem, I'm kind of saying to you, if you use Adblock, reconsider. That's all I'm saying. Because alternative sources of revenue could include, you know, paid access, a paywall, or it could, you know, it could be branded deals where, you know, you sort of see, you see them on YouTube already. Branded deals. They're like, people sit down with a product and are paid to say stuff about it. I've never done that. I would never do that. I would never sit down and pay to say something. If I sit down and show you something, I'm telling you what I think of it. Doesn't matter if they gave it to me. Doesn't matter if they paid me to do it. My opinions are my own. If you sit down with a product and you tell people, oh, this is awesome, and you don't believe it's awesome, you're doing it because somebody paid you to say that, that makes you a sellout. That's what a sellout is. And that is just way against my principles. My GTX 980 video, Asus sent me those, yeah? Asus sent me those cards. Straight up at the start of the video, I told you that. So then I get comments, oh, well, you know, if you're going to, you know, of course you're going to be good about this. Of course you're going to say good things because they gave you the cards, right? No, not quite. Yes, they gave me the cards. Yes, I told you they gave me the cards. I complied with all advertising standards in the UK by telling you that they gave me the cards. Not all people do that. A lot of people break the rules. But when you say that, that of course brings some hate from some people. But I put a lot of effort into that video. A lot of effort. And what I actually showed you... Wow, look at that crash, almost. What I showed you was the real deal. I showed you those cards in action. I showed you what they could do. Even if you didn't believe me, you could see the numbers in front of you. You could see the stats. They don't lie. The figures don't lie on screen. And I genuinely gave you a review of those cards that I believed in. They are amazing cards. They truly are. And I said that to you. But not all reviews are going to be like that. Like if I cover stuff in the future. Already I've got 2 products that I'm going to review. And already, you know, on one of them, there's something I'm going to be telling you about it that's negative. Even though the manufacturer has sent me that product to review. And I'm going to tell you they sent me that product to review. I'm still going to be saying things about it that are negative. And that will prove to you that I review it impartially. I'm going to say to you, this is good about this, but this is not so good. This is bad. And then you can make your own mind up. Because I will never... Like, if any manufacturer ever gives me a thing where I do a branded review, I will say to them, I will make my own opinion. You have no editorial input into this. Now, if it turns out that their product is actually rubbish, I'll just go back to them and say, look, there's no point me doing a review on this because it's actually rubbish, and I'm going to say it's rubbish. And there's no point me putting out a video saying it's rubbish. Is there? You don't want that, and nobody watching it wants that. So let's just call it quits. That's what I would do. But that's just me. I mean, every YouTuber's different. That's the way I handle things. But when you read the comments of YouTube videos, it's unbelievable, quite frankly. It's unbelievable. Some of the stuff is so incredibly supportive. Some people just, you know, it doesn't matter what you put out. People are there for you, you know? Some people get it. They know that you're human. They know that you have good days, you have bad days. Sometimes you make an amazingly brilliant video. Other times you make, I don't know, an average video. A decent video, but it's not your best work, is it? That's true of any artist. You pick any single artist, music artist, you know, life art, drawing, anything, director of a movie, actor, any artist, and you will find works that they've done that are amazing and works that they've done that are just meh. It's the way it is. You can't make amazing content every day. But regardless, there are people who just support your channel and they'll say that in the comments, and if you're one of those people, then I just want to say thank you very much, because that helps when you read that stuff. Because when you read those hateful, trolly, you know, pitiful comments, quite frankly, from people who have no reason to be on your channel other than to just rain their toxic kind of negativity on everybody. And you know, it's easy to say, oh, just ignore it. Just ignore it, Paul. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything to your channel. They're just haters. Haters gonna hate, right? But it's like 10 people saying to you, you know, complimenting you on something. Compliment the way you look, or the way you are, or something you've done. And then one person will just be negative in some way. It's not the 10 people who said something good that you think about. It's the one. It's just it's that one. I don't know what. It's human nature. Or maybe it's just me. But I don't think it is. You know, most people seem to just think that as well. So yeah, I need the positive comments to outweigh the negative ones. I even got accused a few weeks ago, I even got accused in the comments section of only responding to criticism. Well, that's not strictly true, because I quite often respond to people who are genuinely nice or informative in comments. Yeah, I'll say something in a video like, does anybody know how to pronounce this town? Or, what does that sign mean on the side of the train sign? What do I have to do here? And people will respond with information. And I've replied to them, oh, thank you very much. Really helpful. And then you just get people rocking up going, you want to respond to criticism? It's like, no, you just see that. Your mind has just seen that. You've not actually looked around at what I'm replying to. You just have filtered it out into what you want it to be. The life of being a YouTuber, it's interesting. I love it when I get asked that question. Squirrel, I'm just starting out on YouTube. Have you got any advice? Like, wow. Where do you begin? I've been doing this for the best part of 4 years now, in total. And you know, the stuff that I have learned in that time is... and you know, as your channel changes in size, as it grows, the things that you deal with change as well. And once your channel reaches a certain size, you sort of, you know, you can't pay attention to everybody anymore. In the early days, you could pay attention to every comment. You could respond to every comment. You can't do that when you get bigger. It's just a fact. You can try and keep your eye on things, particularly on a new video. If a new video goes out, I will look at the chat for at least the first 24 hours. I'll look at the comments. But beyond that, you kind of lose track. On a video a year ago, nah. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to go back to my entire 500 plus video catalogue and go through all of the comments. There's comments appearing every second on one of my videos. It's just not possible. Is he going to let me over? I don't think he is, you know. Wow, he seriously isn't. You have to bully your way in half the time with the AI. I don't mind comments from people criticising, yeah? As long as they are... As long as they're objective and, you know, put in the right way, as it were. It's just out and out hate I can't be doing with. Damn, I just hit the brakes then. I saw the speeding sign and thought, was it 60? And then I just saw it was on about 65. Hit a ticket. Never mind. Where are we, by the way? We are... What the... Why am I being routed down to Lublin? What the heck? Oh no, did I take the wrong ferry? I think I took the wrong ferry. I think, oh my god, why did I go to St. Petersburg? I should have gone here. Oh no. I should have been there already. Go! Oh man. I'm going to be like massively late. I think I'm going to have to teleport to Lublin. Unfortunately. I can't drive all that way. That's my mistake. I took the wrong ferry. So yeah. I think I'm going to have to stop here and pick this up in Lublin. There we go. I've picked it up just outside of Lublin. That was entirely... I don't know what... I think what it was when I was looking around for a job to do for this video, I remember having some other jobs over in Russia, and I was thinking, oh, I could do that, I'd go via St. Petersburg. But they were via St. Petersburg back to Stockholm. And then I found this job in Stockholm, and when I came to go to the ferry, instead of just actually checking, which is what I should have done, I just got it in my head, oh, St. Petersburg, Stockholm, I remember that link from another job. No doubt you've already left a comment about that, like at the start of the video, and you saw me go to the wrong place and thought, Squirrel, what the heck are you doing? I hope you realise. Nope, I didn't. That was an out-and-out mess up on my part. But not to worry, I've sorted it out. So yeah, I'm not going to discuss Adblock anymore, or all that other stuff. I hope you understand where I'm coming from, though. I hope you don't... you know, I hope you don't rain hate on the comments section, because I wouldn't respect you for it anyway. I hope you can be impartial and practical. I don't mind listening to anybody's point of view about the subject, at all. Don't mind that. But just, all I would ask is that you consider the content creators, you know, on what you're doing to them by not at least watching a skippable ad. Now, if people want to run skippable ads every 7 minutes on their videos, then, you know, I would argue that they are probably enticing you to block those ads, because that's just out of order. But if you at least consider what I do with my ads, now that my channel is actually working again, now that got a new partner and my video ads are working as I want them, and I've explained to you how my ads work, and hopefully you agree that that is most reasonable of me. Hopefully you can you'll feel gracious enough to either uninstall your ad block or to whitelist my channel if you decide to continue running it. But just bear in mind that you are still going to have an effect on the Google revenue and cause them to do something about it. Dude, you can't overtake here. I'm about to turn left. What are you doing? You out of your mind? Wow. And that is why you don't overtake at a junction. It's particularly bad for motorcyclists. Like when I was a motorcyclist, I was always worried before I overtook, especially on A-roads, I was always worried, is there a junction coming? Because you do not want to be overtaking any vehicle as they approach a junction, because a lot of people will just suddenly go, oh yeah, we need to go down that way. Boom, turn the wheel. That's you gone. Without even indicating. But in a car, at least with a motorbike, you can get the overtaking maneuver. If you got a decent motorbike, you can get that overtaking maneuver done. You know, in a matter of seconds. So your risk is that much less. Like when I did a lot of my training on motorcycling, and I read the UK police motorcycle have a book called Roadcraft, I think it's called, which I read many years ago, and some of it is just way over the top BS. You're just thinking, nope, that is not real world stuff. But a lot of it is actually really good and well worth reading. Motorcycle Roadcraft, I think it's called. I think they still publish it. You can definitely get it from Amazon. I'm sure you can. And, you know, they talk about, you know, cornering, overtaking, approaching junctions. And effectively, their approach is a bit like... It's a bit like what a racer does, in a way, when he takes a corner. It's a concept of slow in, fast out. So you approach any kind of hazard with caution. Be it a junction or some parked cars, you know, a school, whatever it is. Approach it with caution. Approach it slowly. And as soon as you pass that hazard, get away from it. You don't want to be near a hazard. That's the point. So you approach it slowly and then you get away from it quickly or briskly. There's a difference between speeding and riding briskly. You know, riding briskly is all about being quick, but, you know, obviously obeying speed limits and weather conditions are a factor. You know, you just can't ride at the same speeds as you can on a hot summer's day as you can in the middle of winter. It's just not going to happen. But yeah, when you approach a junction like that, you're not going to be overtaken. You're just not. You don't want to be. You don't want to be that guy in the middle of the road when a junction approaches. But equally, if you're going to overtake, then commit to overtake and get it over as quickly as possible, because all the time you're out in the middle of the road, you're putting yourself at risk. That's the whole concept. Now then, we are here, and I'm just wondering about delivery. Let's turn around here and reverse it in that way, I think. That's got it reasonably lined up. Let's give it a bit of a turn. Side's clear. If we can get it moving like that. To be careful of these pallets here. So they're going to prevent me from... There we go. I'll keep that straight now. Aim for that corner. And then hopefully bring it back in towards the end. Watch that trailer on my other side. Done! Without hitting anything. Always a bonus. 25 grand and 1,000 XP. We'll take that. Beacon's off now. So don't need the main beams on anymore. Parking brake is on. Alright, that was a fairly, you know, sort of, it didn't have any major problems on the journey, apart from me taking the wrong ferry. But there wasn't any collisions, wasn't any bad things going on. Some quite nice trailers back there, actually. Well, I hope you can consider what I said anyway, and I hope you didn't find it preachy or anything like that, which is not what I wanted. I just wanted a sensible discussion about the use of Adblock. But please don't rain hate in the comments. You know, we don't want to start a flame war over this. It's not like an iOS versus Android thing. I'm here to create great videos, and I want to carry on doing that. That's the whole point here. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the Euro Truck video. That's a nice little journey, even if I took a slight leap of right at the end there. Until the next one, guys, take care. Happy trucking.